Hello friends, I am Arpit and now I am here with the second part of Yojana for the month of November 2024. In the first part, we talked about evolution of the Indian Constitution and various constitutional amendments which have happened, which have made the Constitution a living document in India. Then in the second part, then in the second, I would say topic, we talked about how Constitution is ensuring social justice in our country by giving reservations, by fundamental rights through DPSPs and such like. Now, in this part, we're going to talk about future of artificial intelligence. So, artificial intelligence is basically a new technology, I can say, and this technology is intelligent, no doubt about this fact. It is doing many works which the humans used to do, so there is no need of the humans. But yes, it cannot replace humans for multiple reasons. First, it has been developed by humans. Second, it does not show emotions or express emotions, and humans are an emotions are an intrinsic part of the human behavior. Day to day life also it is an important part. So this technology does not exhibit that. But yes, this technology can be used for multiple things. Governance is one such domain where this technology can be used. Like for example, you might all have got vaccinated for COVID. Now, for booking the vaccination slot, you went on to the Arogya Setu app or the Covin app, you booked your slot, you went there, you got vaccinated, and while you were coming out of that vaccination center, you got your vaccination certificate in your inbox. Now, that was done by that computer. Picked up your name, picked up your Aadhaar number, picked up which vaccine you got within seconds. It was all automated and, pasted on that certificate and delivered it to you. So it made that job very easy. So let's suppose no one, this technology was not there. So there would have been a person sitting, writing your name, writing your, vaccination date, time slot, which vaccination you were administered. Is it your first round? Is it your second round? All that thing would have been there. And it would have taken a lot of time for you to get that certificate. And that certificate you would have got in physical format. There would have been chances of it getting lost also. But now everything was automated, it was online, it was seamless, it was hassle free, and it was basically done with the deployment of artificial intelligence technology. So this is how, in governance, artificial intelligence can impact. Then the second topic here we will be talking about is criminal justice reforms in India. We will be evaluating the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which has replaced the Indian Penal Code, which has come into force from 1st of July 2024 in India. So these two topics we will be covering, and the next topic in the next segment or next video, we will be talking about redefining law in a cyber age. So let's get started with this future of AI in India. So artificial intelligence is revolutionizing sectors like commerce, governance, and law enforcement in India. So it is not only impacting governance, AI, it is impacting, commerce also, like many startups and all, like I would say e-commerce companies, Flipkart and all, or, Amazon and all. Earlier, you used to, if you had any grievance, you used to chat with them. A human was sitting and responding to your grievances. Now, the computer is responding to your grievances. That is, adoption of AI technology by them. Then in law enforcement also, AI can be used. We can use AI for increasing surveillance, for seamless information sharing. A centralized server can be there which can pick up information whatever is needed. So that can definitely benefit law enforcement as well. The key legislations shaping AI in India. So two key legislations we'll be talking about here. First is Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023. It regulates the collection, storage and processing of personal data, especially behavioral data of the individuals. It empowers users with rights to access, correct and erase their data, thereby prioritizing data protection and privacy. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, a law focusing on criminal investigations with provisions for use of AI in enhancing investigative processes, was there. It provides legal support for the seizure of digital devices and access to personal data for criminal investigations, reinforcing digital forensics. So, we'll be talking about this Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita in detail. That is the second topic of this particular segment. So AI and profiling. So what is profiling? The profiling in AI involves analyzing behavioral data, example user interactions, online activities, to predict potential outcomes. So let's suppose I'm investigating a person and I will be, you know, wanting to look at his behavioral aspects. When did he go to the internet? Which social media site he used? Which posts did he like? Which post he commented upon? What were his comments? What were his posts on the social media and all? So with the usage of AI, I can bring all these kind of information in front of me, and that will help me to analyze and understand that what kind of mindset that person is having. So this is how AI will make my job easy. And earlier these kind of things were not possible, or if it weren't possible, so it would have taken a lot of time for me to go search everything of that person. But now by using AI, things can be easy for me. The common in personalized services such as recommendations engines, financial risk assessments, and targeted advertisements. The privacy concerns, profiling raises significant privacy issues. I'm breaching the privacy of that person. So there are privacy issues as well, as it involves deep analysis of personal data without explicit user consent or transparency. Then this Personal Data Protection Act 2023 and profiling. The Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 defines behavioral data as personal data and gives individuals the right to access and correct their data, erase their data if they choose. This regulation challenges traditional AI models that rely on continuous data aggregation to deliver services like targeted ads and recommendations. So, provisions in these act are there against the usage of AI, but these acts have given certain rights to the people, to the individuals. But the authorities who were using AI to increase their surveillance, to increase their investigative capabilities, their investigative capabilities can be curtailed. Global context of AI regulation. What is the global context of AI regulation? India's approach to AI governance aligns with the global standards such as EU's General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR). It requires explicit consent for data collection and mandates privacy-centric AI systems. GDPR's principles of data minimization and user control resonate with India's Digital Personal Data Protection Act as well. Global domestic shifts, both domestic laws and international regulations, reflect a global trend towards safeguarding user rights while allowing technological advancements. So, AI basically is making the individuals more and more vulnerable. But does that mean that we will stop using AI? It does not mean so. We will keep on using AI and we will increase our strengths or increase our capabilities on, I would say, strengthening the surveillance or reducing the negative impacts of AI. Then AI in criminal investigation. So AI in law enforcement, predictive policing can be done. AI algorithms are used to analyze data and predict potential criminal activities, helping law enforcement agencies prevent crimes before they occur. Examples is UK's National Crime Agency uses AI to monitor online behavior and combat child exploitation by identifying at-risk individuals and potential perpetrators. Applications of AI in India. Crime investigations. AI systems analyze large data sets like social media activity, location history to detect fraud, cybercrime, and terrorist activities. And such kind of activities can proactively be tackled. The BNS 2023 enhances law enforcement's capabilities to handle digital evidence, such as seizing devices and accessing personal data for investigation purposes. Role of AI in crime prevention. What has been the role of AI in crime prevention? AI enables predictive policing by identifying crime patterns and forecasting potential crimes. Example, in the UK, the NCA uses AI to track online behavior and identify child exploitation risks. So these Western countries, especially UK and all, or in many in European countries, they've started using AI for predicting various behaviors of the people, and you know where are they predicting these? They are predicting these behavior on their digital, I would say, um footprint, or in the digital domain. They are monitoring their activities, and on the basis of monitoring the activities, they are identifying the threats. They are identifying the people who are vulnerable and they're proactively taking actions against that, thereby preventing crime. Challenges and ethical concerns. There are privacy risks, as I told you, that the expansion of this law enforcement agencies, artificial intelligence and all, they are getting into the digital domain. They're getting into your private sphere and all. So by using AI, so there are privacy risks. There is bias in algorithms. AI systems, especially in predictive policing, can perpetuate existing biases if trained on biased data. So, what if the criminals, they know that you are using AI and they purposefully, float such kind of data which is, biased in nature, and you will be false, or you will be fooled by them. So, bias in algorithms can be unproductive as well. Then accountability and oversight, ensuring algorithmic transparency and judicial oversight is crucial to maintaining accountability in AI deployment. So that has to be there, but yes, this is not there, so this is a challenge as well. So way ahead is balancing innovation with privacy and fairness. We need to balance innovation with privacy and fairness. Privacy has to be also maintained, fairness should also be there, and the Personal Data Protection Act, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita are the key legislations in this direction. Key priorities for AI in India: auditing AI tools to prevent biases and ensure AI systems they are transparent, establishing transparency in algorithmic decisions and judicial oversight, and implementing user safeguards such as the ability to correct and erase personal data. So this is basically how we can go ahead with this. Now the next is criminal justice reforms. Evaluating the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita has replaced the Indian Penal Code. We've talked about it at length when it was introduced. But yes, since it is part of this month's Yojana, so we will be talking about it and analyzing it. So it has, replaced IPC 1860, marking a significant shift from punitive justice focused on punishment to restorative justice focused on rehabilitation and protection. So alongside Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita BNSS 2024 and Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023, these reforms aim to decolonize India's legal systems. These laws came into effect on 1st of July 2024. So as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita replaced Indian Penal Code, the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita has replaced CRPC, that is Criminal Procedure Code, and Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam has replaced the Indian Evidence Act. These are the three criminal laws which were introduced and replaced the older laws, which were British era laws. Key features and changes: the philosophical shift in justice. BNS 2023 emphasizes justice delivery over mere punishment, protecting vulnerable groups and focusing on social rehabilitation. So, unlike colonial era IPC, which was punitive in nature, BNS seeks to adopt a more restorative approach, focusing on rehabilitation, protection, and reintegration into the society. So, it is not, the main objective is not to punish, like the IPC had the main objective to punish. Here, we need to reform the criminals as a person, rehabilitate it, train them, and then integrate them back into the mainstream society. Unmasking organized crime. BNS takes strong measures against organized crime, which was not dealt by any law made by the center earlier. Now this is the first time we are talking about organized crime in this central legislation kind of. Now, key additions in the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita: new offenses against women and children, like deceptive relationships, love jihad, and all became quite common. So, if you are now giving this false promise of marrying, and and in the garb of it, you are doing a lot of undue things like physical relationship and all, and then you are in the end ditching the person, you will be punished under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. It criminalizes sexual intercourse through deceit or identity suppression. Penalties up to 10 years imprisonment. Resolves ambiguities in past legal interpretations, strengthening protections for victims. Exploitation of children, Section 95 penalizes the use of children to commit offences, particularly sexual exploitation and pornography. Penalty is minimum 3 years imprisonment. It tackles misuse of minors by organized criminals and sexual exploiters as well. Then, new offences against human body. Mob lynching, they're talking about mob lynching. Section 1032 punishes group murders, 5 plus people, motivated by discriminatory or prejudicial reasons. Penalty, death or life imprisonment. Implement Supreme Court's 2018 guidelines for mob violence. Tehseen Poonawalla case it was. Then organized crime, Section 111, defines and criminalizes crimes committed by criminal syndicates, including land grabbing, cyber crimes, and trafficking. So it is talking about the new age crimes like cyber crimes also. Petty organized crime, Section 112(1) introduces penalties for minor syndicate crimes, including snatching, gambling, and unauthorized betting. Grievous hurt and hate crimes, section 117, address grievous hurt that cause permanent disability of or vegetative state. Example, the Aruna Schonbach case, who was, demanding, euthanasia. Then offenses against the nation. Defining terrorism, section 113 defines terrorism as acts aimed at undermining India's sovereignty, unity, or security. Provides legal framework to combat domestic and international terrorist threats. Acts endangering sovereignty and integrity, section 152. It replaces sedition law, section 124A of the IPC, with provisions targeting actions that threaten India's unity. So it is now referred to as Rajdroh. It is not referred to as Deshdroh. It was referred to as Rajdroh earlier. Now it is referred to as Deshdroh. Punishment: life imprisonment or up to 7 years with a fine, particularly for secessionist or separatist activities. Then protection of public servants, section 195, clause 2, penalizes threats that or use of criminal forces against public servants during riot control or dispersing unlawful assemblies. Penalty up to 1 year imprisonment or fines. Tackling misinformation, the fake news and all is also tackled over here, and propaganda on social media and traditional media. If you are trying to spread that, you will be punished. Balances the need for public safety with freedom of speech under Article 19(1)(a). Then extraterritorial abatement, section 48, penalizes individuals outside India who abet crimes within the country, allows trials for absconding abettors under the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam, circumventing extradition issues. Then offences against property. Snatching, section 301, clause 1, defines theft involving forcible seizures of movable property, particularly addressing chain and mobile snatching. Focuses on crimes that disproportionately target vulnerable groups like women and the elderly, with a provision that was absent in IPC. Expanded definitions. Child is defined as anyone below 18 years of age, standardized the definition across laws. Gender expands the definition of gender to include males, females, and the transgenders as well. Ensures equal legal protection for transgender individuals in line with the Supreme Court's 2014 judgment in the Nalsa case. Then, new punishment provisions. Community service, section 4F, introduces community service as a punishment for first time petty offenders. Inspired by Indian restorative justice philosophy, the constructive societal contributions have to be done. Now, this is important, that impact of BNS on criminal justice reforms. What has or how has been it impactful, or how impactful has it been? But yes, it would be too early to judge the impact. But yes, since it has been there, so we should be covering that as well. The restorative justice focus. The focus is on restorative justice. It is not on punishing. BNS 2023 shifts the focus from punishment to restorative justice, emphasizing rehabilitation, protection, and prevention. It provides more comprehensive protections for women, children, and marginalized groups, including the transgenders, as we saw, addressing gender and social justice issues. Then, combating modern crimes, introduction of new offenses, deceptive relationships, mob lynching, organized crimes. In fact, terrorism is also defined now in this. The legal framework offers stronger tools to counter emerging threats such as cyber crimes, terrorism, and hate crimes also. So these are kind of modern crimes which have been accommodated. Fake news and organized crime, these have also been accommodated. So BNS introduces provisions to counter fake news, terrorism, and misuse of digital platforms for spreading false propaganda and all. Removal of the sedition law, section 124A of the IPC. This was remarkable, and it is now referred to as Deshdroh. Then addressing organized crime. The introduction of laws targeting organized crime, example land grabbing, human trafficking, cyber crimes, strengthen India's capacity to tackle large-scale syndicated criminal activities that were previously difficult to prosecute. So these things have made Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita in line with the modern developments the country is experiencing. This has made Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita more humane, I would say, because it is not focusing on punishment, it is focusing on rehabilitation and restoration. And most importantly, this is taking into account the special need and concentration or the concern for the marginalized section of the society: women, children, transgenders, etc., etc. So till now, it has been, this way. But yes, there are certain flaws which will be unearthed of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita with time. We will be covering that also, either in the daily analysis videos, or if a Yojana magazine comes on that, definitely we'll be covering that as well. So this is it from the second part of Yojana. I will be meeting you for the third part. Stay tuned, guys, and we'll meet there. Namaste. Jai Hind.